Hello, I am Tina Falk from VIA School of Feng Shui, and look at the beautiful Ana Galeano is joining me for a conversation about Feng Shui and possibly Chinese astrology, because I know that's all in the mix. Hi, Anna.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you so much. I really want to have a conversation with you post your training. You went
hmm
through my certification training program and it was a deep dive, right? And you know from
hmm
experience that you had to we do work on ourselves first, right? As we're going through this process so that we can help other people. So now that you're kind of on the other side of it as a professional, doing the work, helping people out in the world, could you kind of help us understand what your perspective of what feng shui is, how you describe it to people when you're meeting them?
Hmm. First of all, the course is amazing because we get to see so many things that we previously don't have I didn't have like a no-no. So it's really nice to place it and be like, oh yeah, and you get so curious about it. So thank you for bringing that into my world.
Mm.
But yeah, in a world where that often feels loud and fast and unpredictable, Feng Shui really gives me this peace. It helps me like create this space of support and that feeling that I'm not constantly pushing or adjusting to my environments, but more like my environment works with me. So yeah, that's that quiet power of feng shui, that yin yang. So yeah, that would be it for me. I can say
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I love that. That description to me invoked a feeling. And I think you nailed it, right? That's what feng shui is. It's a sense, it's a feeling, it's a vibe.
Mhm.
So ideally, like how do you use feng shui in the work that you do, how you connect with people, and when people are, like you said, in this loud world that we're living in, how do you assist people?
Well, when I use feng shui in my work, it's really about helping people feel good in their space. I believe that our homes and workspaces have energy, and when that energy flows well, everything else in life starts to flow better too. And when I talk about energy, find it really funny because people are like, energy again, this woo thing. But I'm like, yeah, but you speak about, let's say, energy drinks, energy foods, energy. And then I'm like, everyone says it's normal. And then when I talk about energy in your house, they're like, oh, but I'm like, we try to get energy from everywhere. I get energy from vacation. So why not in your home? So the process starts really with this conversation. And I ask questions like, what's working for you? What's not? What do you want more in your life? Do you want more peace, love, success, creativity? Um, and then I really take a look at the space in person or through photos or through the floor plan. And I really start to listen to what it's saying because every room has a story. And my job is really to help it to tell the story you want to live. So that's the biggest part of how I love to work and I work. And then using simple feng shui tools like the Bagua map, the five elements, I guide people to really make this small intentional changes, not making it really overwhelming and big because you know how what the impact can be and it can be like really big. So maybe moving a piece of furniture, adding color, a plant, clearing the clutter in certain areas. These little shifts really create big energy changes. So it's not about perfection, but it's more about creating a space that supports you and inspires you and feels like this breath of fresh air. Like every time you walk in, I like to think about it like as magic you can feel,
Mm.
like it's magical moments.
I love that because magic is little, it's subtle, but
Mhm.
it's so powerful. So are you using the Chinese astrology system and charts to help people in this
Yes.
setting? Yeah. How important is that to you?
Um, Well, that's the beautiful part about your training, let's say. I don't know if I can call it like that. I see it more as a training because it's a process that we go through. And I'm still rewatching some videos or re-looking through things that the message at that moment was maybe different than the message now. So
Yeah.
that's really great about the Chinese astrology part because in a few years ago, I got my certification in Western Feng Shui
Mm.
with B2B, and then now this astrology part really brought more depth into it because it's different for every person. So it's that has been the aha click for me to be like, oh, this is so many layers deeper than just being like, oh, let's use this color, form, texture. It has been brought so many more perspective on everything. So yeah.
Oh, I love hearing that because I feel the same. It's just such a critical step in the whole process. Do you have any, as we always have like the client or the experience that's like, oh, this is like the aha moment that somebody has that says, yes, this is the magic. This is how crazy, cool, powerful, effective feng shui is. Do you have any stories like that, like success stories?
Mhm. Yeah, I have so many of different people. I have one of my favorite ones is a story about that was one of my very, very first clients after working with you. And it was a woman, and she was living in this small attic apartment. And she came to me. She said, "Oh, I feel so stuck." But her job felt like a dead end. Her love life was going nowhere. And when I spoke to her, it seemed that she has big dreams, but she couldn't put them into words.
Mm.
It felt everything like out of reach. And I walked into her space and I felt the tucked away feeling that she was
Mm.
explaining. Low ceilings, heavy furniture, heavy boxes stacked in the corners. And it was really cozy, but it really felt like she was like hiding from the world, if I could say it that way.
Ah.
And as we talked, she realized that her home was really mirroring how she felt inside, small, stuck, invisible. Um, so I was like, oh, let's make some powerful changes. We started with the beginning of everything, clear clutter, open up windows, more light, more air. Um, and then we focused on the fame and reputation area of her space, which was so important.
Yeah.
Really, really important. And with her chart, I'm not going to get into details because you know, Tina, how it gets when you go into details of how every corner and colors and but we worked on the fame and reputation area that was hidden at the time under piles of old clothes.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah, it was so we added bold colors and art that represented her dreams.
Oh, wow.
It was so beautiful because it was like puzzle pieces. You know, as a feng shui practitioner, it's you start with something, then you have this also aha moment within yourself. So it came all
Yeah.
together. We adjusted the bed position to feel more control in her life. And about a month later, she called me. She was so excited. It was like such a different person that I spoke to prior to when we worked together, and she had been offered a new job in a field that she always wanted to explore. So I was like, wow. And then she was finally feeling seen, appreciated, and she started dating again with whole new energy. She was like open to it, and I was like, who is this person? She's like,
Wow.
it's like my space reminded me of who I really am. And I'm like, yeah,
Mm.
okay, this is the magic of feng shui.
Yeah.
It's aligning people with that purpose, that power, that joy. It's,
Hmm.
yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
even am like,
beautiful.
wow.
Well done. Oh my gosh, that's definitely such a great success story for so many reasons. And I love that. And so you'd mentioned a couple of things in there, like that you had her do. Is there some tips, like do you have like a go-to feng shui tip or some tips that you could leave right here for us that, we don't like, I don't know about you, but I don't like to necessarily give people suggestions that are going to cost them a lot of money or going to take a lot of time to do because I want them to feel the change now
Mhm.
or as soon as possible. So what are your tips that you like to share with folks?
First of all, clean the clutter. I
Yeah.
think that what we have to be aware of is at one point, and I understand it because it's so easy to fall into that, is we don't see it anymore. We don't see anymore what's surrounding us. But my favorite tip is to be like, does everything in your home have a home? So you have to ask yourself, and it was funny because I was working with this big businessman in the beginning. He was really strategic and really serious. It was a German man, so it's in their culture also to be really like, let's go from goal A to point A to B. And he's like, I got this message from him at night. He's like, I keep seeing myself like asking, "Do you have a home? Do you have a home?" And I imagine this big businessman, really strict, and he's like talking to his candle, like, "Do you have a home?" And I was like laughing so hard. So that's beautiful that people start conversating with their stuff because
Hmm.
these things talk to us. They say
Yeah.
something to us. When you make that click,
Hmm.
you really cannot live in a cluttered space anymore because it's like talking to 1,000 things at one time,
Yeah. Wow.
right?
I agree.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
one of
clutter's
the
a big
big
one
ones.
because then it just things naturally shift. And I get it. Clutter, it gets messy at first when you start cleaning up. But I think you nailed it. Understanding that relationship we have with our space. And it's a
Mm,
reflection, right, of who we
yes.
are. I love
Yeah.
that. Okay, you're talking about German. You've got an accent. Tell us where you are in the world.
I am in Belgium right now. So I work a lot with people all over the world because I've traveled myself like a lot with my parents since I was a little kid. And I speak four languages. So for me, it's easy to connect with people in different languages.
Mm,
So I work mostly online. And Belgium is a really good point to be here. So
yeah.
yeah.
And I love that we can work remotely and work with anybody that feels like that's the right connection. Do you like working remotely?
Yes, I love working remotely because I feel that there's not always the space or the time to go into places to
Mm,
travel to Germany and to I would love to, but
yeah.
most of the people I work with are also in their corporate lives and yeah, it's easier to be like, okay, let's hop on a call, send me a video, this is what I need.
Yeah.
And I feel like yeah, the Zoom calls are really, really, really interesting.
Hmm.
And at one point, it might be that I'm like, okay, I really need to see this space.
Hmm.
I was working with, that was a few years ago with this architect and they were building a home. Yeah, at this point, I had to go to
Mm,
speak with this architect and see what it was all about because at one
yeah.
point you cannot see it only by screen. So yeah.
Well, that's great that you will travel, to where you need to be.
Yeah,
So let
that's
me ask you, I just kind of want to wrap it up. For folks that I'm going to put your contact information down below. Your social, your website, however you want people to reach out to you. Whether it's do you do just chart readings or is it the full feng shui experience?
What do you mean with the full
Like,
function?
can somebody hire you just for a chart reading, a Chinese astrology reading?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
of course. But most of the time after the chart reading, they want to know how to apply
Yeah,
it. So
yeah.
that's what I mostly see. But yeah,
Mhm.
I mostly
Okay.
do.
Yeah, I think that was great. I'm glad that you said that because it's true. Because from the chart reading comes some feng shui recommendations. It's like the next step. It's a natural
Yeah.
next step, isn't it? So definitely going to put all your information. What's the name of your business? Do you or is it just Anna Galeano?
The home anatomist.
Ooh, the home anatomist. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you said
Okay.
it
Oh,
perfectly.
that's cool. It's got kind of a scientific
Yeah.
left brain flair to it.
Yeah, I tried so hard. Like I was like, oh, what would be a good business name that would say it? And I was like, okay, the home anatomist, let's go for that. So
I've had so many names for my business through the years.
really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. It evolves with you,
It
so that's
does.
nice. It
Yeah.
transforms it, just like
Yeah.
our home, our
Just like our
environment.
spaces, like you say. So as people are listening here and they're possibly getting more curious or they're wondering like how to even navigate the times we're in, do you would you like to drop any words of wisdom for us to kind of close this off that we can kind of sit with today?
Yeah, I would say start small, start
Mm,
curious. I think that that's how we all have to start something new. Really trust that your space wants to support you. That's also one of the big things. And I think that also keep in mind that you don't need like a perfect home or fancy things, just a little intention, a little love, the willingness to
mm,
do things to create this shift can open really big doors. And remember that your space is a mirror, a mood booster, you're quite cheerleader. So
mm,
that's something that you can play with, like have fun with it, and really remember to when you shift your space, you really shift your life. So I think
mhm. Oh, that was
that would be
beautiful. What a beautiful invitation. I want you to do more videos. Like,
it.
not with me in them. Forget about
I
me.
would love to do videos with you. It's always so nice speaking to
No,
you.
like you're a great storyteller. You have a beautiful energy, and I think I want to see you do more videos and connect and share
Oh,
your insights and your tips and your success stories and connect with people because yeah, you're just such a beautiful soul, and I'm so grateful that our paths crossed. You have all through the training, you had exceptional layered questions with
oh,
layered, insights, and you're just such a gift. I'm so glad that your feng shui experience is so well rounded because you came in, like you said, already kind of knowing another school of feng shui. Plus, you have an exceptional eye for design, the interior and exterior space, color and proportion, and all of that. So, thank you. Thank you for having this
oh,
conversation with
yeah.
me. And I
Means
wish
a
you just
lot.
everything, all the best, all the very, very best to you. And the people that get to work with you are very, very lucky.
That means a lot coming from you because I really really appreciate our time together and our little mailings back and forth when I'm like, "Oh, Tina, give me an insight on this." So we always need an external voice to be like, "Oh, what do you think?"
Yeah.
It's really fun, and I'm also really really grateful that our paths cross and to have you also as this mentor and bringing me also new insights. So thank you so much also for seeing it in me and yeah, thank
Mhm.
you.
Thank you, everyone. It's just been a pleasure. Okay, check out Anna below. Follow her on her social posts and stuff. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.